You read the title correctly. It's not a joke. I'm going to teach you how baseball can make you rich and successful. It's not a joke. I'm not clickbaiting. I'm not messing around. It's not about gambling. It's not about prize picks, no sports betting. It's not about any of that. So put your thinking cap on, grab some food, grab a drink, sit down, pay attention, because I'm going to spit some game right now, and you can truly use this information for the rest of your life to make a legitimate change, and just like the title said, make you rich and successful. So chances are, if you're watching this video, you know what baseball is, right? You've heard of it. You might not have ever played it. That's fine. You might have never watched it. That's fine. But you know what it is, right? It's a sport, obviously super popular here in the US where I am, because I don't know where you're watching this from, but super popular in the US. Very popular also sports like Mexico, South America, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, whatever. That stuff not as important. But the whole lesson that I'm going to be teaching you today is how baseball literally can make you rich, right? And it's not necessarily the sport, but it is a concept, a principle of the sport that can make you rich, that can make you successful, that can just completely restructure your mind and the way you think about success, the way you think about the struggles along the journey, right? The struggles throughout the process of getting to wherever it is that you want to be in your life. The concept that I'm talking about, the principle that I'm talking about, is just how hard it is in baseball to succeed, right? So if you are not aware, if you have played any other sports, maybe you've played football, maybe you know about basketball, football, soccer, whatever. If you have played any of those sports, if you know anything about those sports, you know that, let's take basketball, for example. If you know about basketball, if your field goal percentage, if it was 30%, that would be terrible, and you probably would not be in the league, right? I don't watch basketball, I don't know. But from the people that I've asked, they would say that, yeah, I'm probably right. If you shot 30% from the field in basketball, you probably would not have a job in the NBA, right? Is that fair? If a quarterback in the NFL, a starting quarterback, only completed 30% of his passes, he would not be a good quarterback, right? That guy would probably not even be a second or third string. He would probably just not even be on the roster, right? So what differs in baseball? Baseball is a game of failure. And this is the whole point I'm getting at, where you can transfer this information, this concept, this mental frame into your business, into your habits, into just becoming a better version of yourself, becoming successful as a person, right? The reason I say 30% is because in baseball, if you succeed 30% of the time, you are deemed as one of the great players. So it's called batting average, right? So the amount of times you get a hit, get on base via a hit out of the at-bats that you have. Basically, just like a quarterback, out of how many times he throws the football, how many completions he gets, out of how many times a basketball player shoots the ball, how many times they make it in, out of how many at-bats that the batter goes up to hit, how many does he get a hit in? In baseball, if you succeed 30% of the time, you are good. You are very good, right? In that aspect, in that regard of batting average. If you know anything about baseball, you know that what I'm saying is correct. There are people in the Hall of Fame for baseball, in the MLB Hall of Fame, that they hit 300, right? So 3 out of 10 times that average. They hit 300 or above for their entire career, and that got them into the Hall of Fame. So what is my point with all this? Why am I talking about baseball? Why am I sitting over here? You're probably thinking, why is this dude saying that baseball is going to make me rich, bro? I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to be successful. Listen, bro. You can take this mental frame, you can take this philosophy of how failing 7 out of 10 times in one of the biggest sports in the world is a good thing. And you can transfer that, like I said, into your things like your business, right? Or your personal brand, your fitness, whatever the case may be. An MLB player has to be okay with failing 7 to 8 out of 10 times, right? They have to understand that it is part of the game. They know that if they fail 7 out of 10 times and only succeed 3, a measly 3 times out of 10, that they are in good hands, that they are doing their job. They're doing a good job. You can apply that same philosophy, like I said, to whatever it is that you are doing in life. If you are trying to start a business, bro, not 10 out of 10 businesses that you start are going to take off and make 6 figures. Not even 1 out of 20 businesses that you start are going to take off and make 6 figures. Just like a baseball player is okay with failing 7 out of 10 times, you have to be okay with failing, right? It might be 7 out of 10 times, it might be 9 out of 10 times, it might be 99 out of 100 times, right? But the art of failing, you have to be okay with, you have to learn to accept, you have to be able to be stoic enough and have a good enough relationship with your emotions to not quit when things don't go your way, right? Hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports. So imagine if these MLB players, just because they didn't hit the baseball and get on base every single time, right, 10 out of 10 times, what if they quit? What if they said, I'm done with my contract, I'm giving them back all my money, I don't want it anymore, I don't want to play anymore? How low of a person would they have to be to do that? So in the same way with your goals, man, just because something fails, just because you fail 7 out of 10 times, just because you fail 99 out of 100 times does not mean that you should not keep going, right? It does not mean that you should stop. It doesn't mean that you should quit, right? So you have to understand that failing is a part of the game. Failing is normal. Failing is good, because if you're not failing, you're not trying. Be able to apply that concept. Maybe you've played baseball before. Maybe you haven't, right? If you have, this video might resonate a lot more with you. If you haven't, you can still take something from this and you can still look at it in the sense of, man, I don't need to succeed 100 times out of 100. I don't need to succeed 10 times out of 10, because guess what? Just like in baseball, when someone's in a slump, when someone's not doing too good, all it takes is 1 hit for them to break out of it. 1 home run for them to break out of it. All it takes for you is 1 viral video to change your life. 1 connection to change your life. 1 business idea to change your life. You don't need 10. You don't need 100. You don't need to succeed 100% of the time. You can sit here and succeed 30% of the time, or even less, and still be one of the greatest to do whatever it is that you are doing. Just like they do it in baseball, you can do it in your business, right? You can have the life that you want. Just don't think that you are going to succeed every single time you step up to the plate.